On this week's episode of The Happenstance Chef, we're making a very special chicken dish. That's chicken thighs, pasta, Parmesan, roasted cashews, all in the same dish. It's a slow cook, makes the chicken tender and delicious, and it's easy to do. Welcome back to The Happenstance Chef. I'm Brian Sethurst, the Happenstance Chef. I'm happy to have you join me today. Be sure to like, feel free to comment, and I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel. I'm a small creator, not in stature, but in just getting started, and I promise you great content all the time. You'll even get to see the fails because that's what it's like to be a home chef. We are making a very special chicken dish today that I invented. Every time I have something in the kitchen, I had some leftover cashews and I had, I had Parmesan, and thought, what can I do with this? So I'm gonna let you all name what this dish is. I was gonna call it chicken Italiano, but it's not really right. I was gonna call it chicken Andrew. I was gonna call it cashew chicken with tomato, but I don't know. So if you're inspired, comment below. Feel free to name the dish, and maybe I'll share some secret recipes with you. A long time ago, someone told me not to cook the pasta noodles to make lasagna, that they would actually cook while you were making the lasagna. I tried it, and it was true. So I decided that I'm gonna put these lovely Rotini, which are small and effective, in the bottom of and there's no need to spray. By the way, this is a Le Croisette, and I actually got that at Marshall's. It works just as well as the one I would buy at Williams-Sonoma. No offense to Williams-Sonoma, but I scout for bargains all the time. Okay, so now you see I have this. By the way, this is for 2 people, so if you're making a romantic dinner and you want to impress someone with your skill. By the way, this tomato sauce got at Costco. Toscanini. Actually really delicious, very flavorful. All right, so now we have the first layer, right? Okay, by the way, just so you know, you should preheat your oven to 300. We're going to be cooking at 300 for 2 hours. It's a slow cook, and it's the slow cook that makes the chicken tender and juicy, but also cooks the pasta. Okay, now I'm throwing in my first layer on top of this, which is grated Parmesan. All right, and you'll see I've left the second half of the Parmesan, and I'll surprise you in a minute for what that will be. Then I'm gonna lay the chicken on top. I like thigh meat because it's dark and tasty, but you could probably use chicken breast. You can probably use whatever you want. Okay, now I've got the chicken layer, right? So now I'm gonna put some of my spices on top of the chicken. So a little salt. Then, as you know, Montreal steak seasoning, big favorite of mine, and hopefully yours. This I'll sprinkle. Adds a little kick to things. Not actually invented in Montreal, but in Romania. Okay, then some granulated garlic. Cashews, these are salted and roasted, so I'm just gonna grind these up and combine this with the Parmesan. And then this is going to start to form the top layer. Now my next thing is more sauce. So we're pouring more tomato sauce across the top. And depending upon how much you like tomato sauce, by the way, it's the moisture that the chicken releases on top of the pasta that actually cooks the pasta, along with the heat from the bottom. And depending upon how long you want to cook, if you want this faster and you want real al dente pasta, then you can cook at 325 for an hour and a half. I prefer the longer, I prefer the softer pasta. Okay, now I'm gonna throw some onions on the top of this, mainly because I love onions and all their antioxidant properties. I can eat them raw, I can eat them fried, yeah. So, and these are regular yellow onions, they're not Vidalias, okay, or sweet onions. All right, now I'm just gonna put this on the top of this, and the nuts will make it even crispier. And at the very end, you can turn up the oven to broil just to super crisp and melt the top. That's it. It's just that simple. And now the only time that it takes is the 2 hours at 300 in the oven. So we'll be back. 2 hours later, here's our chicken and pasta dish. Now I didn't even turn on the broiler on the top. This just cooked this way. So here's one thigh, which we're going to put there for Andrew. And Andrew, since I know you take the skin off, look at that. You can see now here how the pasta is done. So we'll put some of that on there for you, Andrew. Okay, Andrew, get it while it's hot.
The top part's really good. The cashew and the chicken's amazing. Mm-hmm. The pasta's more done than it was last time.
Yes, that's why instead of an hour and a half at 225, which got us al dente.
Which I loved.
Sorry, it wasn't 225, it's 325. Which got us al dente. I went down to 300 for 2 hours. So, and it would be more done, I think, if I had covered it with foil and let it cook that way. But I wanted the crispiness on the top. So there you have it. I would love for you to name this dish. That's my challenge to you. I'd also love if you'd subscribe to the channel. It means a lot. I'm doing my best with Andrew to create great content, so not only will you be entertained, but you'll learn how to be a great home chef, because that's my job. So I look forward to the next time you join us, and thanks for watching The Happenstance Chef. Delicious.